Now this video is all about getting us a little bit more space in our bathroom area. As you can see in this first picture, the counter space is negligible. We have a soap dish on there beside the sink, and maybe you can put a toothbrush or your shaving cream down on the other side. But with 4 people traveling in the trailer, they all have their own stuff, and it can get quite cluttered at times. So in order to maximize the space, give everybody a place for their stuff, I've designed and built these plexiglass shelves that go all around the exterior of the mirror. Now, in this next slide, you'll see it's broken up into 3 sections. There's a side, there's a bottom, and there's an other side. And this is what it looks like when it's all filled and in use. And you can see that it's hard to see here, but above the mirror there's even a place for the Kleenex box. On top of the right hand shelving unit, it's far enough away from the wall that a hairbrush can fit in there. And you can see that each of the individual cubbies has someone's stuff in it. So you can assign different areas for people to put their toiletries in, and they're not in a cupboard or a drawer where they're all going to be mixed up. And it just worked so wonderfully, and we're going to continue on here, and I'll show you it's broken into 3 separate units. The number 1 and the number 2 units are exactly the same, and number 3 is the third unit, and it's the underneath the mirror unit. You'll notice, or it's hard to notice, if you look just underneath the number 1 on the left hand side there, you can see each of the cubby holes has a little, about an 1.5 inch front on the shelf to keep the items from sliding off. One other thing I did was on the bottom of each of the shelves I put in a piece of foam, and I found this foam at a craft store. It's a craft foam for making little things with your children. It's quite light. It's only about 3/8 of an inch thick, and I cut it into the size of the shelves. This keeps stuff from bouncing around and rattling, and it also is removable. If you get toothpaste on it or shaving cream, you can remove the whole pad, and you can wash it in the sink and dry it, put it back in place. Now, to get into how I made them, here's the 2 side units, number 1 and 2. And you basically purchase 1/4 inch plexiglass, and you can buy this at stores that sell this type of stuff. There are usually individual and unique stores that sell fiberglass products and plexiglass. And I cut all of the pieces on my table saw, and then I cut the shelves, and I cut the fronts, and using a plexiglass adhesive, you simply hold the shelf in place and run a bead of this liquid adhesive along the edge, and it almost instantly bonds to the shelf itself, so you don't have to hold it forever. It only takes a few seconds and it bonds, and you can complete one of these units very, very quickly. The hardest part, or the most time-consuming part, I guess, is measuring and figuring out all the different pieces that you need. Now in the bottom unit, the number 3 unit, it's just a basic shelf. I didn't use a full side on it. I just used a triangular side to cut down on the plexiglass that I needed. And in the bottom of it is that foam, that little pink foam that you saw. I drilled holes in the back of each of the units for mounting them to the actual wall. And I just mounted them with drywall screws. And if you check in your hardware store, you can get a cap. There's a little plastic cap that you can get that will cover that hole and make a nice, neat, tidy job. So here's a final look at the cubbies in full use. And you can see we've taken wasted space, wasted wall space, and turned it into usable storage space. I hope this helps you. Maybe you can come up with a design for your area in your RV and just clean up some of the clutter and make it a whole lot easier to find and use the toiletries in your bathroom. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, happy RVing.